I am a I'm a hoe is what I said. Hey, what's up? Hello, it's Katie, and we're here to do a very exciting TBR because not only is it Pride Month, but it's also my birthday month. Like, yeah, I'm a Gemini, and it's Pride Month. Like, listen, we're queer and we're happy to be here. I myself am a homoromantic asexual. Love that for me. And I like to read a lot about LGBTQIA plus representation in my books. I tend to, if I see a book and I think it's kind of interesting, if I find out there's any sort of queer element to it, we snatch it up. We snatch it. Stunning. So what I'm wanting to do is have almost every single book that I read in the month of June have some sort of queer element to it, or just some sort of like gender fluidity, like trans representation, something along those lines. And what I'm thinking is that I will do a month-long vlog of every time I read one of the queer books that are on this list or that I happen to pick up. I will just pop in and tell you what I'm thinking about it and my final review. So it'll just basically be a big review of queer literature. Let me know if you'd like to see that. It wouldn't be a weekly vlog, it would be a monthly vlog. So let me know down below if you want to see that. But before we get into the TBR, I do have to have a special thank you to this book's sponsor, this video sponsor, Book of the Month. Listen, I'm so happy that you would want to have me. Like, I'm so happy because I genuinely buy Book of the Month every month. Like, I have been subscribed to them for years and years. I heard about them on BookTube. I subscribed to them because of Gabby Reads, and she has never let me down, and Book of the Month has never let me down. So what it is, this beautiful blue box, it is a monthly online book service, like subscription box, where the people at Book of the Month, they comb through hundreds of new releases that are coming out in that month. So say they go through a bunch of different genres of books that are coming out in June, and they pick 5 different books in 5 different genres and tell you, hey, listen, these are the things you should have your eye on. We read these as a community. We decided that these are the best of the best. And one thing that's so fantastic about them is that you can do the skip policy, which is that if the books aren't really calling to you that month, or you forget, or your TBR is too insane, you can skip a month at any time for absolutely no charge, which is phenomenal. And honestly, every service should have that. And like Book of the Month is just ahead of everybody else. Also, this is going to be the best price for a hardcover, not only a hardcover book, but a hardcover new release, and sometimes an anticipated release, meaning maybe the book isn't coming out until June 30th and you're getting it on like June 3rd. Before anybody else gets it. Like, Barnes & Noble is not selling that crap until June 30th, and you are out here having already read it. Like, and it's $15 a month, but with the code PACKABOOK, if you use my code, it is only $9.99 for your first book. What? $9.99 for a book that hasn't even come out yet? Like, you got me messed up, a Book of the Month. Know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you the 5 books that Book of the Month sent me this month that you will have the option of picking if you want to pick up a subscription from them. But first, I'm going to put in a little clip of me opening the box because, listen, I'm just going to show you me pulling out 2 of the books because I was overreacting because I was so excited. Like, I did not know what they were going to be. And listen, Book of the Month, I want to go and apologize because there might have been a cuss word or 2 thrown around in this clip, but you need to see it because this was my true reaction. I love opening boxes. I love reacting to book mail. I'm obsessed. So you're welcome. Watch this clip. This one's big. Bye, bitch, bye, bitch, bye, bitch, bye. What is... Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Bitch. I'm so happy. Oh my god. Okay. The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. This is stunning. My heart is beating so fast. I'm so excited. I mean, I told you I overreacted, right? Like, that was pretty intense. But anyway, let's jump right into my June TBR. Starting right off with one of my most anticipated books of 2021, Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is following one of the children of one of the husbands in the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And I freaking love that book. That's one of my favorite books I've ever read. We all know it's everyone's favorite book. And this is about 4 famous siblings that throw an epic party to celebrate the end of summer. But over the course of 24 hours, their lives will be changed forever. This is set in the 80s in Malibu, and I've heard it's just such a fun and raucous time. And I can't wait because we all know that Taylor Jenkins Reid is like a literary icon. The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. The Maidens. Do you see this cover? This is stunning. This is stunning. I'm absolutely obsessed. This is so gorgeous. And listen, the other Alex Michaelides book I did not care for, but I heard the summary of this and I was like, one of my most anticipated books of 2021. Give it to me. It's supposed to be dark academia. What it says is it is a spellbinding tale of psychological suspense. I love psychological thrillers. Weaving together Greek mythology, murder, and obsession. This is supposed to be set in like a college setting. It's very elitist. It's very The Secret History. We love to see it, and I am absolutely gonna read it this month. And if I somehow don't read it this month, the next month, because I've been waiting. Then we have a chunky boy. This is Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian. This one's pretty big for the books that they usually send. This one's about 450 pages, and it is a female Camelot retelling. It says the Lady of Shalott reclaims her story in this bold feminist reimagining of the Arthurian myth from the best-selling author of Ash Princess. I love that they're adding in like fantasy. That's so cool. And also it said that this is an adult reimagining. And I was like, okay. We do love an adult story. Okay, is this adult romance? Like, we're gonna have to find out. This I was so surprised by because I really like Nicola Yoon. I read 2 of her other books, The Sun is Also a Star and Everything Everything, and they're 2 of my most like favorite YA contemporaries I've ever read. And I don't really read YA contemporary literally ever because I need there to be murder and mayhem and everything. But I really like Nicola Yoon's writing style. So when I saw this was in the box, I was like, how did I not even know this is coming out? This is called Instructions for Dancing. And this is supposed to be about this girl named Evie who is very cynical about love. And one day she just starts, like when she sees couples, she starts imagining like getting these visions of how they're going to break up and the heartbreak that they're going to endure and how their relationship is going to end. And she's like, what's going on? Okay. And it kind of has her thinking, is love even worth it? But she goes to this dance studio and she meets X and starts falling for him. But she's like, is love even worth the time? You know? So I'm assuming maybe he's going to break the curse. I don't know. I'm excited. It's also very small. And like, I know I never read YA contemporary, but like, I really want to read this because I've had such success with Nicola Yoon in the past that I think this will be a success. Here's the only one that I literally know nothing about. I've never heard of the author, didn't know about this title, nothing, never seen his cover before. And it's Sky Falling by Mia McKinsey. And it says, in this buoyant novel, a probing examination of the complexities of family queerness, race, and community, a woman who's used to going solo discovers that there's one relationship she can't run from. Okay, bless the gay gods. June is looking out for me. Okay, now I have to read it. Now I have to add this to my LGBTQIA plus TBR. Okay, go ahead and add this, add Malibu Rising, add The Maidens. Oh my God, I have so many books I need to read this month. Let's jump into the rest, but thank you so much, Book of the Month, for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. This book, I know I'm gonna read this month because I picked it up today on June 1st and I'm already on page 120. That's how fast it's going by. And this is YA contemporary. Like, Katie, in what world? You already heard me say I don't read a lot of YA contemporary, and that's because I usually DNF it because it's so boring, but this is an exception. This is so good. I'm only like a freaking fourth of the way into it, and I'm obsessed. It's phenomenal. This is about a girl named Liz Lightly, and she wants to become a doctor so badly, but her father and her mother have both passed away. She lives with her grandparents, and they are struggling to make money, and she wants to get a scholarship to this school because she thinks that she's too Black, too poor, and too awkward to make it in her prom-obsessed Midwestern town. So she wants to get the scholarship, but when that falls through, she's desperately trying to find out how to make enough money to get into the school, and her brother is like, hey, listen, if you get prom queen, you get a scholarship of $10,000, because that's how obsessed they are with prom. It's crazy. So she's like, okay. And her friends rally together to try to make her prom queen. But the thing is, there's a new girl in school named Mac who is loud and funny and audacious and outgoing and witty. And she also wants to become prom queen. I don't know why yet. We haven't gotten there. But they both want to become prom queen. And they're rivals? Kind of, but of course it's a YA romance and it's sapphic and it's gay and it's so cute and I'm freaking obsessed. Like, I want to finish this today. That would be freaking dope. I'm going to finish this either today or tomorrow because I am obsessed with it and you guys were all so right. I don't know why I slept on this for so long. Like, you've been seeing this right here on my shelves forever, just being like, Katie, what are you doing? Read it. And you were right. I am currently obsessed. The next is 4 books in a series, and it is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. Now, I want to reread because I have already read these and given all of them 5 stars. All of them are favorites. But the 4th graphic novel is coming out in June, or maybe it just came out in May. And I really, really want to get that and read that. I'm so excited. But this is about an openly gay overthinker, Charlie, and a soft boy rugby player, Nick, who meet at an all-boys grammar school and become fast friends. But they fall even faster into something much deeper and much better. And oh my God, it's so sweet. It's so sweet. Like, listen, are you looking at this and thinking, oh my God, Katie, everybody talks about Heartstopper. It just can't be that good. False. False. It is that good. It's better than I'm saying it is. It's literally better than I'm even telling you it is. It's so good. If you are not happy reading this, like, if you do not smile, what's wrong with you? Like, did you cry when Bambi's mom died, or are you a robot? Like, oh my God. Like, if you haven't read these yet, let me tell you that they're free on Webtoons, but I highly suggest promoting and helping out the author and purchasing the books and helping like the publishing and everything. But if you cannot do that, they are free on the app Webtoons, so you have no excuse. You have no excuse. Like, what? Do you hate joy? Do you hate joy personally? Because that's the only reason I can imagine why you have not read these yet. They're absolutely phenomenal. The 3rd one is my favorite. This one gets into a lot of like mental health and eating disorders, and Alice Oseman she just blows it out of the park with representation of every angle. All of these books, not only is it an openly like gay love story, it's freaking phenomenal, but there's also like a bunch of like trans side characters, lesbian side characters. There's a bunch of different gender fluidity and different races. There's everything. And the 4th novel, all it says is that it is about the boys really wanting to tell each other that they love them, but not knowing how to do it. And I'm like, I'm so obsessed. And I think there's supposed to be 6 of them in total. And I thought there's only going to be 5. If there's only going to be 5, I'm going to cry. But if there's 6, then like, God bless, because it means it's not going to be over for a while. Also, this is getting adapted into a TV show, and like, I'm so excited. The next book is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I'm obsessed with this cover, and let me tell you that the only thing I needed to hear about this is someone said, this is about lesbians and skeletons in space. Excuse me? You could literally say less. You could have just said lesbians, you could have said skeletons, or you could have said space. None of them needed to be connected, and I would have read the book. But you put them all in one sentence, you got me effed up. Okay, this is also blurbed by V.E. Schwab on the back, and like, we truly love to see that. So this is about our main character, Gideon, and the 9th is, there's 9 planets. So she's basically like a servant and a swordsman, and she's not about it anymore. She's kind of like a slave. So she decides to hit the road, Jack, you know, but her rival and nemesis, Harrow, wants to become an immortal, and they're both like necromancers. She wants to become immortal, and she wants to basically like be someone who rules over the 9th, but to become an immortal, she has to have the sword that Gideon is running away with. So she's trying to stop Gideon from running away, take the sword, and then becoming this immortal to save the 9th planet. Oh yeah, by the way, the 9th planet is dying. I don't know whether we're supposed to be rooting for this 9th planet or not. I have no idea. I don't care. I'll read it anyway. And then I also, if I end up loving this, I do have the audio for Harrow the 9th. And I'm considering, I told myself, I was like, Katie, do not go buy the physical book until you know if you love this or not. But the cover is so beautiful, and I just want to do it anyway. And like, it's about lesbians, like, hello. And also, I feel like I've heard that it's a lot darker and grittier and scarier than it seems like it's gonna be. And That's like my thing. Like I love when things are shockingly something else. Like when a funny book is shockingly sad, or when a sad book is shockingly funny, or like a fantasy book is like shockingly terrifying. Like that's amazing. So anyway, these are two extreme hopefuls. This one is absolutely happening this month because I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and I'm finally going to read it, and it's Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. I have been wanting the audio and the physical book to do both at the same time for so long, and my requests on Libby both thankfully came in around the same time. I am still really hoping to get my hands on the physical book and to just go ahead and purchase the audio because I do believe this is something I'm going to want to listen to again in the future. Hopefully, let's go ahead and knock on wood. This is, I don't know if it's horror. I hope it is. I know it's at least like dark mystery, but this is about in 1902, there's a group of girls who are obsessed with this young, daring female writer named Mary and her books. So they form a society called Plain Bad Heroine Society. But one day, their bodies are found in an apple orchard after being like mysteriously stung to death by bees right next to a copy of Mary's book. Now, over the next couple of years, multiple other deaths happen at this school that cannot be explained before the school is just shut down for good. Then, over a century later, this girl writes a book about what happened that goes like international. It becomes a huge deal, and that spurs a horror film adaptation to be created about that book, about this story. It's like a story within a story within a story, and you're following the actresses who are cast to play the girls from the original Plain Bad Heroine Society, and they are filming in like the old decrepit abandoned school, and it starts to become where like the past and present are intermingling, and you can't really discern where Hollywood ends and haunting begins. And okay, if that wasn't enough, if that was not enough, I've heard that it is queer galore. I've heard it's literally like, I think lesbians everywhere was what I heard. And I was like, sign me up, sign me up, sign me up yesterday. Make me the co-captain, make me the CEO. Like, I'm down for it. I've also heard that the physical reading experience has a lot of like illustrations in it, which we love that. Like, you know, we love that from the Wayward Children series. And then also that the audiobook is really good because the narrators are really good. And I believe it's a full cast. Like, again, I hope. So this will absolutely be happening this month because I have just been dying to read this. This book is solely because of Olivia and her hyping up of this book for the past couple months, and I've just been so stubborn and just not doing it. Like, what's my problem? It's Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. This is a middle grade book. I never read middle grade, but she has been going on and on and on about how absolutely phenomenal it is. And I've seen a couple other booktubers start picking this up because of her and really enjoying it. And I'm like, okay, Olivia, I hear you. I hear you. I'm gonna read it, okay? So what this is about is a girl named Amari, and her older brother goes missing. And she's trying to figure out what happened to him, and she gets an invitation from this like supernatural bureau of like magical affairs, and it's an invitation. And apparently her brother was involved in this, and her brother was like a top secret agent for this facility, and she had no idea. And the invitation is asking her to join, to like test in to join. And she's like, okay, because she just wants to know what's happening with her brother. But to test in, she has to pass 3 tests. And it's against a lot of other kids her age that are rich and white and have grown up in these worlds. So she's the only one that's ignorant. All of them know about magical creatures. They've been training, and she's just the fresh meat. And she's looking around like, wow, I'm an outsider in every direction. And this has very Legendborn vibes to me because yes, it is like about the magic and her like learning about all this stuff, but really she's just trying to infiltrate the society to figure out what happened to her brother. I also believe this is going to be a series, and I just need to know what y'all are talking about. Like, I need to know. Okay, so Olivia, I'm going to read it. I'm going to read this book. Okay, so those are my definites that I want to get to. I have a couple other books that I would really love to fit in, one of which is I do not believe has any LGBT representation, and that is Finley Donovan is Killing It. I have heard so many people talk about this, and Gabby totally sold this for me. The way that she described it, I was like, wow. Yeah, I gotta read that. Like, I've gotta read that. That sounds so much fun. So I definitely want to get to this. Also obsessed with the cover. I would also really love to pick up Check Please. It is like a graphic novel. I want to pick this up on my Kindle because I don't own it physically, but I believe that my library has a very short wait on this. This is definitely a gay love story, so that fits into this theme for Pride Month. So I do believe I'll be getting to that. I would also, this is hard because it's such a long book, but I would love to pick up The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. It's a fantasy, it has dragons in it, and it's very queer is what I've heard. I believe it's a standalone. I think the cover's stunning. I really want to read it, but it's very long, so I don't know if I'm going to prioritize that this month. I'm not sure, like, you tell me, honestly, but it's a maybe is what I would say. All right, those are all of the fantastically gay, queer, trans, asexual, whatever they happen to be, anything that falls into the LGBTQIA plus representation that I am planning on reading in the month of June. I hope you all are having an amazing month so far. I hope you have a bunch of gay books that you're planning on reading this month because this is the time to do it. We're in Pride Month. The sun is shining. Everything is beautiful outside. There's so many rainbows because it rains so much in June. So it's such a good time to just sit by the pool and read a bunch of queer lit. It's just the moment. It's the magical moment for some gay shit. You know what I'm saying? If you've gotten this far into the video, you already know what to do. Leave the pride flag. And if you can't find it, because there's a shite ton of flags, you can just leave a rainbow. I know sometimes it's hard to go through all the flags if you don't have the ability to search for emoji. So just leave the rainbow emoji or the pride flag. I would really love to see that. And please let me know what pride books are your favorites and which ones you're planning on reading this month, because I love a good LGBT representation book. Like, I want a good representation recommendation from you, please. Other than that, if you want to follow me on Goodreads or Instagram, they are going to be linked down below because I post on there, frankly, more often than I post on here because it's just easier and I just can get my thoughts out faster. So if you want to follow that, that would be amazing. If you want to give me a little birthday love and subscribe to this channel, that would be so cool as well. Thank you so much. And a special thank you to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. I am just so honored and appreciate you so much. And other than that, I will be seeing all of you in a video coming very soon. Have an amazing Pride Month, and I'll see you in a new video coming soon. Bye.